everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New man of the fight. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And ladies and gentlemen, back again, the second time in the same week. I like it. I can dig it. My guys, I'm here with the Walshes. And I'm going to get it right this time. Up here, my guy, Mr. Dylan Walsh.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
Got it right. Let's go.
Is it right?
50%. 50%.
We're good. And down under me, my dude, you know what it is, Mr. Colin Walsh. What up, Colin?
Hello. Hi. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, how are you doing? Yeah.
How you doing?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. You know who it is. It's your boy, Sean Spencer. Yes, I am on camera. Don't get it twisted. I'm not hiding. North Carolina lost the national championship. It happened. And I got to shout out to my two guys over here, okay? Number one, my guy over here, Dylan, said the first 5 minutes of the first half, the first 5 minutes of the second half. The team that jumps out at those particular points is going to take over the game. We did it in the first half. Kansas did in the second. We weren't able to recover. Did it also shout out my guy down here, Colin? Because Colin said in the first half, you might be able to run North Carolina. You'll be able to run with Kansas. But in that second half, the way that Kansas is playing, the way that they're shooting, it's just they're not going to be able to run. We fell apart. Yeah, what's up?
You can see UNC gets, because was it Puff Johnson threw up on the court?
Yeah. I mean, it was rough. I mean, it's funny because at halftime, Kat Hughes, Mrs. Hughes to you know her, she was saying, Baycott is struggling to even run up the court. He's walking up the court.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, that was the most uncomfortable 40-25 halftime lead I ever had. I was just like, can we get past this halftime? Let's get to the second half and get going.
And then when Baycott got hurt and there was 3 minutes left, worst case scenario, because they had no big men to come up because Leaky Black had 4 fouls.
Yeah.
That's it. Then they had to play Brady Manick on the big guys, and that didn't go well.
No.
Oh boy.
It was rough. So we lost the national championship. This is not my first rodeo in losing a national championship in 2016. I unfortunately watched Villanova Chris Jenkins. 4.7 seconds left. Just hit it right in my eye.
After UNC hit one of the craziest shots of all time.
Marcus Page, man, sat there, snatched the other, almost stole it, double clutched in the air, hit it, man. Let's go. Oh, my God. You don't understand. I was at work. I jumped up on the table. I was screaming oh, my God. And then we lost the game. So there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we're talking basketball, but I love talking with these guys. They know what's up. But we are here. Welcome to Offseason Update with the Walshes. Man, there is so much that has been going on this offseason. Tyreek Hill, Juju Smith-Schuster. We got Carson. So much to get into. But before we do that, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. You see what's on the hat. I wear it proudly, even though there is one that I wish and I demand, and I need him out. Dan Snyder, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Snyder is back in the news as if it wasn't enough, all the other nonsense he was doing. Dan Snyder's in the news. And the question is, Dylan, I'm coming to you. Is he finally out? What's going on?
So, yeah, Dan Snyder has had probably, his 7,842nd allegation as an owner of the Washington team. But this one's
pretty
actually
accurate.
pretty big because this is like got Congress involved about withholding ticket sales
Yep.
that the league should have seen. So for the NFL, as soon as it comes to money, oh no, they actually have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So if Dan Snyder actually gets found in this, I think it's pretty much like a Donald Sterling thing in the NBA where they just have to force him out and ban him from the league. So I think if this is true, Dan Snyder's finally done, and then he's gonna sell it to his wife, and nothing's gonna change.
Okay. Well, thank you. There you go. That's what's really gonna happen because if you do not know, he actually made his wife like part owner of the team. So if he does get taken out, she's still gonna be there. You know what I mean? So things don't change, but I think the problem is a lot of us diehard Washington fans, we know what's going on. I mean, he's been doing all this mess with the ladies. We don't have a cheerleading squad anymore. We don't have any of the, you know what I mean? We have a dance team. He's been doing all that stuff, and we know about all the rumors and everything that went on with Gruden from the Raiders. You know, we know he's been continually in the news, but why do we think now is the time that he's actually going to get out? Like,
because money's involved and also Congress is involved.
Yeah.
So if he gets sent to jail, he kind of like have to like step in.
Oh yeah. I can dig it. Took the money from the owners. That's the one way ticket to Salesville. I get it. What up, Sydney? Yeah, there it is. Hopefully. But honestly, I'm definitely very pessimistic. I'm a Washington fan.
This is why you don't have an owner.
What?
I don't know.
We've never had a problem with our owner because we've never had one.
You are a special organization. Let's be very true. You guys are very close knit. We are not. We had the great Jack Kent Cook. It was amazing. And then once he passed away, oh dear Lord, what happened to my team? It's all good. It is all good. 2022, 2023, this season, we're making it happen. I see you. Yep, money talks. Very true. And that's why, what's up, North Sports Dynasty? No owners equals old-ass stadium. Look, our stadium falling apart. Take us back to RFK, even though that thing rocked. Take us back there. That's what I'm feeling like. But look, I can't talk about my team anymore. It's depressing. North Carolina just lost the national championship. Washington's doing this nonsense. I don't think he's going to be out, but hopefully you are absolutely right. But listen, Colin, I am coming to you. I see the hat. I see what you work. I know your team, man. I need to know. You made some moves in the offseason. What is the state of the Pittsburgh Steelers, man? Talk to me.
So it's funny you should mention UNC because that's the first place I'm going with the unanimous Nickelodeon valuable player.
Not
Mr.
anymore
Mitchell.
because Dak Prescott won it in this playoff game.
The first ever MVP, Trubisky. Now, most people outside of the Steelers fan base are like, "What? Why did you do this? Why get him? You could have gotten Jimmy G, or you could have gotten Jameis Winston. Why him?" And here's what I'm going to explain to you. Have you seen Jimmy G's contract? Because it is an albatross. It is like $23 million guaranteed. Like, it's going to do that to our cap.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to spend all
Cap's
my cap
a lie, doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Rams cap's a lie. But the cap is not a lie.
Yeah, hashtag Ash Swinton, cap is a lie. Yeah, she's been shouting that out for months. Let's go.
But we bring in instead Mitchell Trubisky on a $7 million per year deal on a sort of prove it kind of thing. If you take it back to when the Bears were good, before Cordy Parkey decided to double doink them out of existence.
Yeah.
He didn't have diddly squat. He didn't have two boots and a skittle on that team. His best offensive player,
Allen Robinson.
Not on that playoff. Was he on that playoff team?
Yeah, he's been there since like 2015, 2016.
Nice.
Then it was Allen Robinson and he had one. I can't
remember who it was.
It was Jimmy Graham, wasn't it?
No, it was before that, but they had a decent tight end. And that was about it.
They had a decent tight end and one Allen Robinson.
Wow.
And he somehow willed them to an 11-5 record.
Oh, yeah.
The defense willed them.
The defense. Well, that brings me to my next point. Mitch Trubisky, has weapons now with the Steelers. He has Deontay Johnson. He has Najee Harris. He has Chase Claypool. And he has the defense to fall back on now with a pretty solid linebacking core with TJ Watt, Miles Jack, Devin Bush is okay, and Alex Highsmith. And the line, if Tuitt actually comes back, the defensive line stacked with Cameron Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, and Tyson Alualu is pretty decent as well. Our secondary is a little suspect, but we still have Minkah Fitzpatrick back there.
Very true.
So
I think that's the one. I can name one player on their secondary right now that's Minkah, though.
Levi Wallace, Akil Williams.
Oh, yeah, they signed him.
Too. Right.
Yeah. But you see, he has the defense to fall back on. As long as we made the playoffs with Ben Roethlisberger and half an arm. We put in a player who's young and who is on his last legs here, and he needs to prove that he can be a starting quarterback, and you put him into this situation with all these weapons, I think he could be decent. And that's all the Steelers need. Defense. Decent, not defense. We need defense. But we need we need him to be decent. That's all he needs to be. Decent. Let the plays work out. So that's what I have to say about Mr. Mitchell Trubisky.
Right.
Moving on to a few other signings before I get anywhere. People were like, my friend actually and I were discussing this with him, was the Miles Jack signing. He was like, he's kind of like fallen off from his all-pro level. And I'm like, yes, but he's replacing Joe Schobert, who was not very good and very expensive. So he's both better
and cheaper. Yeah.
But the thing is that scares me about Miles Jack is that the Jags cut him and he's only 26. And knowing from experience with what the Packers went through with Jalen Smith, where it's like, oh, it's a 26-year-old that just got cut. Let's sign him. And that didn't go well.
Yeah, but he got cut by the Cowboys though, and the Cowboys don't. You know how bad they are in the house.
True. Yeah. They like when he was walking out the door, they just like poked him in the leg a couple times.
Right.
And then Miles Jack is there now to help that linebacking core and hopefully help Devin Bush get out of whatever slump happened. He got injured, I think, last season, and he hasn't really been the same since. So now we move on to our secondary, which was bad. It was really bad. But we got Levi Wallace, and we re-signed Akilla Witherspoon, and I have no idea what our strong safety situation is looking like. I still want us to get
Miles
the Honey
Killebrew
Badgers.
starting. Miles Killebrew starting right now.
We're going to probably re-sign Edmonds.
Oh, no, Carl Joseph is signing. 4 and first-round pick.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
it was from the Raiders, though. So was he really a first-round pick?
Yeah, I don't know. So, which brings me around to the most underrated free agent signing, I think, in free agency right now, which was the Steelers' pickup of James Daniels. James Daniels is an interior offensive lineman. And if you watch the Pittsburgh Steelers last year,
he's not only he can play everywhere as well. He can play everywhere.
Nothing. Zero. Nada. Nope. James Daniels was the most consistent part of last year's Chicago Bears offensive line, which might not sound like much, but he's a young player, pretty decent, and we got him on a 3-year, $9 million contract, which for the talent he might be on, I think he could be great. He could be great, and we really need somebody to help strengthen that line. So I'm glad he's here. So here's what I think about the Pittsburgh Steelers going into next season. We play Bengals and Ravens twice next year.
And the Browns with Deshaun Watson and Amari
Browns
Cooper.
in a second. If Deshaun Watson plays at all.
He will. No one cares about him.
They're the Browns.
Dan Snyder knows that.
Big if. Well.
So we'll let the Browns be the Browns. I still think on paper we have a chance of beating the Ravens at least once next year. I don't know about the Bengals. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe Joe Burrow, falls off a skyscraper and we play whoever's their backup. We could, maybe. I don't know.
Joe Burrow could get mono, like Sam Darnold did that one time.
Yeah, we play the NFC South.
Right.
Besides the Buccaneers, it's pretty open with 3 open rebuilding teams.
Right.
With the Saints and all them. And then we play the AFC East as well this year with the Jets and
watch out for the Jets. Watch out.
Yeah. And then the Dolphins
might be decent.
The Dolphins are going to be good. The Patriots are going to be good, and the Bills are going to be good. But we beat the Bills last year.
Yeah.
I think we could beat the Patriots because they're coming into Heinz Field.
Because the Patriots are
and they don't have Tom Brady anymore. So Tom Brady-less Patriots teams in Heinz Field lose. They're 100% loss rate. Don't mind that it's 0-1. because they only played one game there without Tom Brady.
Kyle's saying he disagrees with you. He says you guys.
It all depends if Watson plays.
I'm not even saying we're going to be. I think we could be second or third and sneak into a wild card spot, and I would be happy with that. Steelers fans want to win the Super Bowl every year because we always do.
Stairway to 7, baby.
We just want us to be competitive, and the Steelers throughout history have always been competitive, no matter what's been happening. We still have Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches by far in the league, coaching this team. And I think with Mike Tomlin, we could do anything, go anywhere.
I agree with you.
So that is the state of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank you for coming.
I like that.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Right.
I'm not
answer that. Yes, let's all golf clap. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
By the way, so I'm on NFL.com right now, and I was just reading free agency signings. And for the Dwayne Haskins signing a tender, it just says B. It does not have the Q for QB. It just says B. And I feel that was very fitting for Dwayne Haskins. He doesn't get the first letter. Yeah. Because he doesn't deserve it. He's just a back. He's not a quarterback. He's just a back.
That was gonna be my next question. What are you gonna do with Dwayne Haskins? Because, I mean. Is he going to fight with Mason Rudolph for the number 2 spot?
No, the Steelers' way is to always have one problematic person on the team at all times. And so he's filling that role.
Be a healer.
Mason Rudolph? Mason Rudolph is better than Dwayne Haskins. Yeah. I don't like Mason Rudolph. I'm one of those Steelers fans who's very anti-Mason Rudolph.
The Colin combo. I like that. Ash says, "Hey guys, what's going on, Ash?" Oh, speaking of Ash, we can't leave the Steelers without asking. You had some subtractions. James Washington went to the Cowboys. How you feel about that?
So our wide receiver group, we'll talk about Juju later, but James Washington is James Washington. I think I'm okay with losing him, and here's why. He was our deep threat guy. Our deep threat has been kind of filled, that role in our offense has been kind of filled by Chase Claypool. He needs to mature a little more, but if he matures a little more, I think he could be a great addition to this team, and I think he fills the role where James Washington was. Aside from that, we really need to draft a wide receiver somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd round because we have DeVante and Chase Claypool, and besides that, we got nothing. We have fill at that slot receiver position, which is why I think we should target a wide receiver coming up here. Some notable subtractions for me, at least, because I get attached to some players. No more Try Turner.
No.
And even though he was kind of annoying, he was the only good offensive lineman we had last year.
Right.
Yeah, apparently he's playing for the Dodgers now, is what I hear. Trey Turner. Oh, wait, the other one.
Right. What about?
Good job, Dylan.
That's good.
Good joke.
Well played there. There you go.
Touche. Of course, no more Joe Hayden. I love Joe Hayden.
And no more Terrell Edmonds.
He's still a free agent. I think we'll re-sign him. We're just working out a deal, I think. Because we're not going with the Honey Badger and Keanu O'Neal.
They declined his option, so they would just pick up his option. They're going to re-sign him.
Well, we might want to restructure something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, yes. So the Steelers have lost some players, and they've gained some players. Overall, I think we are pretty good in free agency, and I hope the draft is even better. And we don't trade up to take Malik Willis because I would be sad.
Oh, that's a good segue into trading up for quarterbacks. We're talking about next.
I'm about to say, because look, you might. Hey, we got a pick. We got the 11th pick. If you wanted to give Malik or Kenny Pickett,
no.
You can have it. Give us a couple things. No.
Just draft an offensive lineman, please.
Let's go. Ash said, "No one is safe with the youngest Let's Talk Football reporter on live." Yeah. Oh yeah, Dylan comes after us all. All right. Yes. Sid said,
Trey Norwood.
Oh, yeah, Trey Norwood. I love
good.
Trey Norwood. Yeah, Trey Norwood.
Oh, yeah,
I guess he's going to play safety for us now.
It's going to be
I don't mind that.
I like it, man. I like to see. I think you guys are going to do good. I think you guys are going to go far. I got, Sydney Swinton. Shout out to him, one of the hosts of Let's Talk Football in the Morning on Sunday mornings, ladies and gentlemen, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. He definitely always tells me about the moves you guys make, the Miles Jack, Mitch Trubisky. He's definitely very high on him. I'm a North Carolina guy, so I always loved him, and he did great under not only the team that he had with very little weapons, but he also was coached by Matt Nagy. Right. So that's an extra obstacle.
Honestly, that's all you should say for about if a Bears player has problems, you just say, well, he was coached by Matt Nagy. So.
Right.
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. It's almost like the Adam Gase thing. He's like, oh, he's coached by Adam Gase. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's what Ryan Tannehill was.
Oh.
Adam Gase.
Well, that's what we thought Sam Darnold was. Yeah. Oh, and then he sucked.
Then it's just
you can't stop seeing those ghosts.
The early part of that season with Carolina was 3-0 because they played the worst possible teams in the league.
I think they played the 3 worst teams in the league, if I remember.
Didn't the Broncos? They played like the Jaguars, the Jets, and the Giants back.
Right.
Yeah, the Broncos and
like...
the Panthers played. What's it? The Jets, the Giants, and another awful team. I think the Falcons.
Yeah, it was probably the Falcons.
Yeah. And they went 3-0, and we were all like, "Oh, wait a minute, how good
are
they?"
Like, oh, yeah, those two teams.
No,
right?
Wrong.
But look, it looks. Hey, as we talk about quarterbacks and the ones you need, we all know. You see what's in the background here, Mr. Discount Double Check, Mr. All State, Rodgers Rate,
the best Jeopardy host in the NFL.
There you go. He said he will do it again if necessary, man. He's had an interesting offseason. He said, I'm coming back. Not everybody said the same thing, or they did, and then they made other plans. Talk to me, man. What's going on with you guys out there?
So, yeah, Packers kind of had like a bit of a house cleaning. Traded away DeVante Adams as was the big move, which got us a first and a second, which is pretty decent. I'll take that for a wide receiver, considering what the Texans did. Another coach that we should talk about effect, the Bill O'Brien effect.
Oh, yes.
Trading for DeAndre Hopkins trade. But Packers, they lost DeVante Adams. They lost Marcus Valdes-Scantling. They lost Equanimeous St. Brown. We have 3 wide receivers on the roster right now. So it's about Aaron Rodgers' normal situation where we have some random wide receivers that he just has to throw to. So he's used to it by now. We re-signed our tight end, though, which is pretty good. We re-signed Rasul Douglas. We re-signed Devontae Campbell, who was an All-Pro last year. So we just played the very simple offseason, re-signing our guys, cutting some big players like Za'Darius Smith, Devontae Adams. So it was a very small offseason. But it does seem like, that the Packers are trying to trade for a receiver, is what I'm seeing. Like, they tried to trade for Devontae Parker before he went to the Patriots. They were looking at what's his name, DK Metcalf, but I think he's off it. I don't because I don't think what are the Bears? The Bears and the Lions suck.
It's the Lions.
No, it's the Lions.
They're going to do something. And it's the Bears, and the Bears don't even have a first-round pick this year.
We're definitely getting into there, and I can't trust Kirk Cousins, so.
Yeah, I don't think we'd win any other division but the NFC North,
right.
And the NFC East because the Cowboys suck as well.
Yeah, it kind of is what it is. Yeah,
as she was agreeing with me. I say the Cowboys suck.
There you go. The Vikings can't win. The other 2 teams are trash. There it is. You know, the real TB12 did re-sign Mr. Tom Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
Sorry, Tim Boyle. Yeah.
Oh, I think the god of college, where he had the 1 touchdown pass in his college career.
UConn, man, UConn's the greatest quarterback, man.
And Western Kentucky, and he couldn't even throw touchdowns there.
Look at that, Captain COVID Kirk, man, can't be trusted. Wow, try to say that 5 times fast, Captain COVID.
Speaking of that, Kirk, what the heck did Kirk Cousins' agents do?
$35 million. They get $35 million extension.
What are you doing?
31 mil for 2 years, per year over the next 2 years. Kirk Cousins is somehow getting paid more than like everyone but Russ Wilson, Mahomes, and Rodgers. The only quarterbacks being paid more than him.
Hey.
And Watson now.
Good for you. Wheeling and dealing. You like that. You left Washington. You got paid in Minnesota. They continued to paying you. You've been giving them the same play, and they're not learning their lesson. Hey, keep it moving, buddy. Shout out to you. Cat loves you. Mrs. Hughes is all about you. Michigan State, go green, go white. You don't, the COVID thing, you don't take shots. Hey, shout out to you, man, because you're getting your money. Period at the end. Like, there you go.
Slightly modify it. Kirk Cousins quote, I do not like that. I do not like that.
Just do not.
But it's because the Vikings, what they have Justin Jefferson, they have Adam Thielen, and then and Dalvin Cook, and then no O line. Their tight end. I mean, they're getting Irv Smith back, who missed all of last season, which I feel like was sad.
Yeah.
It's the Lord's work.
Half of Kirk Cousins' contract needs to go to his agent.
Wait, do Kirk Cousins and Christian Kirk have the same age? What's it with the Kirks and getting massive contracts?
For nothing? Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
Because with the Christian Kirk Cousins, both have massive contracts for pretty much being pretty mediocre.
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot the Jaguars are throwing around cash like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing. Absolutely.
That's another reason why I'm happy we traded DeVante, because DeVante got $28 million per year, which is more than some quarterbacks.
Exactly.
No.
Some issue. But listen. All right.
And then Tyreek Hill, who went to the Dolphins, $30 million.
Dylan, I need to know this because the question that a lot of people have been asking is Devontae Williams is out. Marcus Valdez-Scantling is out. Who are you throwing to being Aaron Rodgers? Like,
all right, so we had 3 wide receivers on the roster right now. Just 3, like it's not like 3 like competent ones, like just 3 total.
3 total.
We have Amari Rodgers, we have Randall Cobb, and we have Alan Lazard. Amari Rodgers had a very disappointing season last season. Cobb and and Lazard are good. But if one of them gets hurt, we're putting in a chicken sandwich, and he's going to go run out routes. Because we have literally 3 wide receivers on the roster. So they have to go out. They either have to draft one in the first round, which not happening. We don't give Rodgers weapons. What's the point of that?
Dylan, this is another year you need to draft a wide receiver in the first round and a wide receiver stacked draft. So you know what that means. Trading up for a quarterback.
Do you know what?
Get the quarterback, baby.
No, we have 2 first-round picks, right? So what first we're going to do is trade the second we got from the DeVante Adams trade, and the first trade up, draft Malik Willis. And then for the second one, 28, we can just sit back, wait, and then we're going to draft Matt Corral. We're going to get 2 quarterbacks, double piss Aaron Rodgers off, another MVP season.
Never underestimate pissed off Aaron Rodgers.
I'm telling you, he's proved it. Whenever he gets pissed off, look, he's going to throw it in his big toe.
It's COVID toe.
COVID toe. COVID.
Let's go. Wait, in a Dynasty League, which wide receiver do you want on your team, Dylan? Curious minds would like to know. Hold up. Y'all ain't going to get Dylan's knowledge. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to get that after the show. Yeah. Y'all ain't picking his brain on the show to beat me on
the wide receivers I want the Packers to sign the most, though. I want Jarvis Landry, I think, would be a good fit. Get a nice slot guy for Aaron Rodgers, because then we can put Randall Cobb anywhere else.
Isn't Odell still on the market?
He's going to go to the Rams because cap's a lie and everyone goes to the Rams. So I'm sorry, writing him off.
Yeah.
I'm debating. So Julio Jones is on the market as well, but that's a very, very risky signing because you can either get like a superstar if he can stay healthy, but that's a big if he can stay healthy because he hasn't played full season in 3-4 years, sometime like that. And also he doesn't catch touchdowns, which is also an interesting thing.
Ash said, at this point, I can go out and run routes and be a better option than the guys that they have. Well,
I have offered out my cat for tryouts in Green Bay. They sent
Yes, we have. We did post it.
No. You know what? They're discriminating against cats?
No, but Washington offered a tryout because all they have is Terry McLaurin and then like a couple.
Isn't he leaving after this season? Because his contract.
Probably everyone does.
Need to extend. No. Stop that.
Oh no, my bad.
Leaving.
The Washington way. You'll tag him 3 years in a row.
Yes,
tag 3 years in a row.
We'll at least tag him first. We're gonna pay this man. No.
So who are the last players you paid? Should we talk about the last players Washington has paid?
Okay.
Albert Haynesworth's the only one I can think of right now.
I see things are turning. They're turning for the worst. Who do you guys get in the draft? Before we move on to next, who do you guys get in the draft at your pick, Dylan, and then I'll come to you, Colin, after that.
So we have 2 first-round picks. So at number 22, I think instead of we don't go to, I think we go O-line to help bolster up the O-line. And then I like Trevor Penning a lot out of Northern Iowa, who's actually like really deep. He's like 6'7". He's like an athletic freak, just a bit raw. So he's like what kind of stuff. So I think Packers are usually pretty good at developing players. We're not the Raiders, so that is probably true. We're gonna lose to San Fran no matter what.
It's just San Fran. It's you two are on that collision course.
What is because was it San Fran? They always take us out. Like any way possible, they find a way to take us out.
Mm.
It's like San Fran being the Packers in the playoffs. It's like the Cowboys in the first round. It's always gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Colin, what do you think? What do you think Steelers are gonna do in the first round?
All right. So here's
trade with Washington.
So here's the worst case scenario that I think I'm terrified that it will actually happen, because there have been reports that the Steelers, if Malik Willis is the first quarterback off the board, we're staying. However, if Pickett or Corral are the first quarterback off the board, I've heard we might trade up to the next spot to get Malik Willis, and that terrifies me because I do not want a quarterback in this draft. Because there really isn't a good quarterback in this draft.
I love Desmond Ridder though. I think he's that's my bold prediction on this draft. I think he's
on the right team.
In the
on
draft.
the right team.
On the right team.
Yes.
So here's what I want to see.
On the right team means not on Washington.
Yes.
Wow.
I agree. 100%. So
something happened to your brother.
Yeah, I don't know. He lost connection. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. It's just.
Oh, look, he's back.
I've gotten it there. Let's go.
So here's what the Steelers are going to do. Here's what I want them to do. I have a golden opportunity first and second round pick. If he's still available at 20, Charles Cross, offensive tackle. We need to bolster our offensive line, and our only tackle of really any starting caliber is Chucky. I can't block. Okorafor. That's it. We gave him so much money.
They're paying him like $10 million a year, and he's like not even that good.
Okay, but if he is unfortunate, which he probably will be off the board at 20, we're the same. We're a hive mind. It's the Yinzer hive mind. If Cross is off the board, then I agree with Dylan, and the Steelers will take Trevor Penning from Iowa. Okay. I need an offensive tackle in our first round. Our second round, wide out. I want Jahan Dotson, the Penn State wide receiver, in the second round.
I don't think he's gonna fall to you though. I think he's a late. I
don't
round.
think he's gonna fall to us.
If he's there, though.
If he's there, if him or George Pickens are there, then I like that. Or the guy who had the funny name from Michigan, I forget his name.
Who? Jobu?
No. Sky Moore. No. That's his name.
Okay.
Western Michigan.
Western Michigan. Okay, so gotcha. Sky Moore. If Sky Moore will probably be here, so maybe him. But George Pickens or Dotson would be amazing.
I swear, Western Michigan always has a decent wide receiver in every draft. Oh, yeah. They had like Corey Davis. They've had like Dwayne Eskridge. They're very good at getting one receiver for a D2 school or lower D1.
Oh, they're getting it done. They're getting it done. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah. Thank you so much. I like to hear what you guys got going on. Washington, obviously last year we went Jamin Davis, inside linebacker. He's very raw, did not pan out amongst other injuries and things.
Washington developing.
And we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out. Honestly, this year I'm looking more like we've mentioned before that there is a very deep wide receiver draft. If we do not trade back to one of these teams that wants a quarterback to give Malik,
No.
If we, I would like for us to trade back, work on getting extra picks, and really kind of work out, definitely getting some depth. Don't want to go inside linebacker again. I do want to go wide receiver. Garrett Wilson is somebody I got eyes on if we're staying at 11. Drake London, I love him.
You know what I think is the most Washington pick of all time is if they take Derek Stingley Jr. because he's a raw player who shows massive effort concerns. I think that's like the most Washington player of all time.
I've looked him up. What's going on, Anthony? Yeah, buddy. So that so we'll see where it goes. But I would love if the Steelers traded with us. And
please, no, no,
right.
No. Michael Scott.
Yeah,
God, no.
Let's get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to move on. But before we do, we have a new fun little segment, and it's brought to you by my guy that sponsors the show, and he sponsors everything we do. My Anthony Handy. He's a handy man, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be right back with you.
Hey there, ladies and gents. Your local handyman, Anton Benton, here to help you with your problems. I'm here right now on the job site, taking out whole kitchen cabinets. A little bit more work to do, but if you got a project at your house that you need to get completed, I'm your guy to finish it up for you. Give me a call, let me know what you need to get done.
Your new company, man. Shout out to your new company. Go ahead and tell the world about your new company real quick.
Oh boy. So marketing Anton Benton Pros.
Yes.
Doing everything from plumbing to electrical to making huge decks to doing closets.
Yes.
Doing it all. Doing it all.
That's what's up, man. I'm super happy
Thank
for
you guys. Thank you.
Yo, it's my boy Anton Benton. Apparently, I said Anthony. I have been messing up names left and right. Ladies and gentlemen, I work doubles every single day of the week. I apologize. I definitely missed it. Okay, I see it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to our new fresh segment. He started getting into this off camera, and I thought this was the greatest thing. You guys already know how Dylan does and all his random knowledge. He should, everything that goes is in your head is like in one of those books in the bathroom that you just flip through. You're like, oh, okay. This I don't know if I need this, but it's pretty interesting. So, Dylan, you got some advanced punting stats. What do you got for us today?
So the Packers didn't do much in free agency except for one thing. We signed a punter. So instead of hoping that the Packers will do something else, I focused on this punter because we stole him from the Bears, and that's all that matters.
Oh, there you go.
But he is he's very interesting punter because his stats are all over the place from what I'm seeing. He had last year he was punted one of the most times because he was on the Bears, and that makes sense because the Bears suck.
Oh, bang, bang. Wow.
So he punted 62 times, which was top 10, for 2,865 yards, which gave him about an average of 46.2, which was not very good according to last season.
Yeah.
According to the stats. As that was third worst, this 42.6, only behind the Steelers punter and the Bucks punter.
Oh yeah, Presley Harvin. Oh no.
But he did have a 72-yard punt last year, which was third best, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah, again, third best behind the Packers punter that we had last year, Corey Bojorquez, and the Colts punter. So he can punt far.
Mr. Hyde.
And he only had 5 touchbacks as well. So he's very good at downing it inside the 20, keeping the touchbacks low, which is very good, which you want for your punters. And for returning, he never lets his opponents return the punt, as he only had. Give me a sec. Let me find them. As he had 34 punts returned for only 375 return yards, which gave him a net average of opponent return yards of 38.5, which was the 4th best. So he's very good at making punters take fair catches, which is what we need as our special team sucks and will always suck. Considering we've not had a
special teams.
That is
So essentially, because San Francisco basically beat you on special teams, you felt like this is what you need to address in the offseason?
Yes, we need to sign. We hired Rich Bisaccia, who was the Raiders special teams guy, who was really good, and then we hired a punter. And yeah, that's about all we did this offseason.
Okay.
And we got a long snapper. No, we got a long snapper as well, so we can hike it to the punter, and the punter can punt it.
More long snappers? I love it.
Wait, and I think we signed a kicker.
Let's go.
Woohoo! Kickers.
See that?
So yeah, all we did was special teams.
Now is this
wide receiver?
we know about the Packers and this punter. But is there any other punting snatch?
Another big signing was the Panthers signing probably the best punter in the league, in Johnny Hekker.
Yeah,
and Johnny Hekker is a demon at punting statistics. His net averages aren't very good, but he had 23 punts inside of 20, which comes out to number 13, which is pretty good because it's very close.
Did Dallas sign a punter?
Oh, let me see the Dallas punters. Yeah, I remember they did.
They dropped. We know they dropped Greg the Leg.
Yeah, they signed Brian Anger, who's actually a very good punter.
Anger, okay.
I hear he's angry.
Anger.
He used to punt for the Jaguars, so he has a lot of what's it called? He has a lot of experience punting. So he played for the Jaguars, and the Jaguars always are punting. But he's also very good. He had net average of 48 yards, which is fourth in the league. Was his net punting average. Down to 24 inside of 20, so he's around Hekker.
I'm hearing something from Cowboys land. It goes along the lines of "We dem boys. This is our year."
Yeah.
It's coming in slightly. It's always coming in.
It is always their year to lose in the first round.
It's always.
But the reason why Johnny Hekker is such a good punter is because he only had 9 punt returns against him, and the next highest after Johnny Hekker is 16 punt returns, and those are probably people that played like 10 games, 14 games. So he added.
Not even the reality. We've been talking about this. David's like, he was excited in September. He was excited in October. All of a sudden, November came, and he went, oh, what's happening here? And then now December's about to come, and the Dallas fans recognize, like, oh, we peaked too early.
Dallas always peaks too early. It's because they always had like their easy games in the early schedule, and then they start playing like actual teams.
The easiest schedule like they had last year.
We go into the Super Bowl. I promise.
Every year.
I swear. No.
Who asked for this? Listen, I just want to make you feel involved in the show, Ash.
Also, doing an interesting statistic about punting was that there was only 2 punt return touchdowns all of last season. And one of them was against the Vikings, and you'll never guess who the other one was against.
Cowboys?
No, us. Packers. It was against the Jaguars, I'm pretty sure as well.
I'm sorry, we were on the Cowboys hate train. We're moving back over.
Oh, yeah. I like being on that hate train, so I'll stay here. You can
yeah.
Just so you know, this hate train stops at all NFC East stops.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, what's it?
I don't want to be involved in.
The NFC East, it's kind of. What's it? The punter from San Diego State. He punted like 80 yards like per. It's like his average is like 80 yards.
Might be somewhere to go.
I was hoping the Packers would draft him, but we signed a punter.
That might be somewhere to go.
Learn from the Steelers drafting a punter.
But he averaged like 80 yards last season as a punter.
No,
he's like insane.
Let's be completely honest. Our guys, Washington, we have.
Cause I'm thinking about the next day. Thinking like, can it be the best day? She looking like she like the way I dress, I be kicking it like my name is Tressway.
Tressway could very well be our MVP. I don't know if that says how poorly our team is or how good he is.
Yes.
You're right.
Tressway might be your best quarterback.
He is our best everything. He's our best everything. But Carson Wentz, Commander Carson, as Ash calls him, will lead us.
Full prediction: Carson Wentz more interceptions than touchdowns.
That was not embarrassing, Ash.
He's gonna have Carson Wentz is gonna find a way to have more interceptions than completions this season.
Our time is now. Thank you very much, Dylan, since we have changed over to bashing on my team.
Right.
That's how we know a segment is over.
That's what we know the segment's cut. And this has been Dylan's advanced punting stats. I hope you liked it. It was new, it was quirky. I enjoyed it. I'm
gonna kick return stats next time because those are interesting as well.
Oh, I like that. Yo, Brian Mitchell, when's he getting in the Hall of Fame, man? Let's work on him, man.
I mean, how did Devin Hester not make Hall of Fame? He's the best. He's the best returner ever, and it's like no question about it. He doesn't make it first ballot.
He has to be there. He has to be there next year.
Yeah.
Early, but yo, let's. I mean, speaking of Devin Hester, great segue, man. Chicago.
What's going on?
We've seen all the moves. Allen Robinson out. Nagy finally got him out. GM out. They got the new GM, the new front office, new coach. But they are stripping it bare. Khalil Mack is gone.
Kyle Fuller was gone a couple years ago. Keem Hicks is gone now.
What do they? What do they have? Like, help me, guys. What do they have?
I'm going to apologize to all Bears fans out there before I begin in on the Khalil Mack trade, because at least from my personal point of view,
right.
Well, it's because of his contract. It's because his contract.
Yeah, I get his contract was. You traded 2 first-round picks for him.
3.
Which became Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
The other one became Damon Arnett. So
another Raiders player, a player who somehow got arrested 2 times in 1 year with gun charges on 2 different teams. He's just
Damon
that
Arnett.
good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait, the Raiders had 2 first-round picks that season and somehow drafted 2 players who got arrested.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about the Raiders 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Chicago.
Wait, no, they drafted 3 players who got arrested in that draft.
Yeah, they
Wow.
did. That's the Raiders. That's why you don't put a team in Vegas.
They are right. And Oakland before that.
Yeah, Kamara went to Vegas. Kamara went to Vegas for the Pro Bowl and got arrested somehow.
So, again, Khalil Mack gone. Not even a first-round pick. You get a second-round pick for him, and he's gone. Fine, I get it.
I think it was.
Contract, injury issues. He was still your best player. Fine, whatever.
That's not saying much, though. Remember.
Then Allen Robinson is gone, and I'm like, so why didn't you trade him at the deadline to get something for him?
Or tag and trade, because they had their franchise tag, they just didn't use it on him.
So you let him go for nothing.
Yeah.
All right? So now who is your rookie quarterback going to throw to? You have one. Byron Pringle coming over from the Chiefs.
And you have Darnell Mooney, money with 2 O's.
Yeah.
Come on.
I get that they're rebuilding, but if you have a rookie quarterback or like a young quarterback on your team and you're rebuilding, you need to put things around him or he is going to die.
Right.
Andrew
He was already dying last year.
Right.
Yeah,
You got to
he
make
was
it through
dying
the
last year.
rebuild.
Andrew Luck should be a caution story to every NFL team. If you have a young quarterback, put an offensive line in front of him, or it is done. You will kill his confidence, and it's over.
Yeah. What's it? The Bears let 2 starters on their offensive line walk this year in free agency. One went to the Falcons. Yeah, and the other went to the Falcons, Jermaine Ifedi, who was a former first-round pick by Seahawks at Texas A&M in 2014. That's another stupid thing I know for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, the Bears need to replace Khalil Mack, right? So they they attempt to bring in Larry Ogunjobi, who I guess would be a good pickup. And then
failed the physical.
Yeah, he bombed a physical. So he's not coming.
The Bears.
You end up with Justin Jones, who I mean,
I might have. I don't think I. And they signed the guy from the Colts. What's it? Al Qadim Muhammad. He's actually decent. He's underrated.
The only good part of the Bears last year was their defense, and suddenly Alec Ogletree is gone. Akeem Hicks is gone.
Eddie Goldman.
Your entire team is losing its. You're stripping it for parts.
Exactly.
And I would be completely fine with this if Justin Fields is not on the roster. Justin Fields is going to be in this rebuilding stage forever. Matthew Stafford, I'm going to compare him to another NFC North quarterback who is stuck in endless rebuilding. And you're never going to get the full talent out of him if you don't put anything around him. The year Matthew Stafford leaves the endless rebuilding Detroit Lions, he wins the Super Bowl.
That was also because the Cap's a lie.
Yeah, Cap's a lie for LA, but still.
Hashtag Ashman Cap's a lie.
The only good thing you've done this season is fire Matt Nagy. Agreed. 100% Matt Nagy needed to go.
Nope. two things. They fired their GM as well, Ryan Pace.
Ryan
Two good
Pace.
things.
But sitting and looking at all these roster moves they're making, I think the new GM didn't get the memo and is falling asleep at the wheel because everybody's gone.
No, they re-signed their long snapper though. And that's very, very important.
Important.
Unlike the Lions, who cut their long snapper his 40th birthday a year ago.
And he was a team captain as well.
How was it?
They cut it.
How was the salary cap alive? Yes,
Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp.
Right, hold up. The New Orleans Saints were down like 70 mil. How do they have money to say what?
And yeah,
are you serious?
They're about to sign Tyrann Mathieu.
Right. No, the cap is a complete lie. Ash, please tell Nathan how the cap is a lie. I got to hit. We're still talking here. Go ahead, guys, though. But yeah, no, honestly, the Bears, yeah. I mean,
what?
We're right.
It gets those Packers 2 free wins again.
Right.
What?
It's just like you did all that to get Justin Fields, and now it's what are you going to do? You're not going to protect him, right?
So you no longer have a first-round pick this year.
Now it's a top 10 pick.
Yeah, and you lose that to trade up for Justin Fields, which is fine. And then you're just going to let him die in the backfield. Dead. He's going to be dead on arrival on those fields because he has to stare down the barrel of, like, defenses that are built around rushing. Like, the Packers have a good set for rushing, and the Vikings have just acquired Zadarius Smith from the Packers. And the Vikings... Yeah, and you're staring down the barrel of playing those teams twice a year. And there's no more.
And the Lions. I think they sound like a 4-year-old who's maybe. Like,
yeah, you know what? The Lions are the Lions.
Well, right.
They'll be there. Like
I feel like the Lions, like that younger sibling who's like just always like coming around to like the parties because he like.
Hi, I got this guy.
Him too.
Congratulations.
Right. Go back to the
but the other like 3 teams, like they're like all like making like moves in free agency, and like the Lions, like they're like buying like a new toy, like showing it around to people, like they got like a new plushie.
And like the Packers, the Bears, and the Vikings are sitting in that war room from Dr. Strangelove, and they're like, so how do we make our teams better? And the Lions are like, I got a long snapper.
Yeah, buddies, they're going here in the comments talking about the cap. The cap is a lie, Nathan. She will tell you. She'll talk to you about it. The Chicago Bears. We will see. You got this guy in Justin Fields. You went up to get him. He's got to survive the rebuild. You can't lose him during the rebuild because he will go somewhere else and he'll do it quickly. And you go from that division where you really can't bet on anybody. I mean, I guess we could say you can bet on the Packers, but. You know, they're struggling with all the guys they miss. Well, right. But then you go to.
I will say that the Packers do have the elite defense now, which is something that Rodgers has never had.
That's very true. Let's see if it works for him.
Doing my bull at the end of next season, Packers going to unanimously be known as the best secondary in the league. Is my bold prediction. With Eric Stokes, Rasul Douglas, Jair Alexander, and then Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the Ash says, look at the Saints. Worst cap situation in the league. We're positive for cap without cutting anybody.
Yeah, the only thing they did was let Teron Armstead and Marcus Williams walk. That's all they had to do. And then they were above the cap somehow.
I kept letting Marcus Williams walk. Why did you let him go to the Ravens, man?
Yeah, in-house names in your division.
Wait, and they signed Marcus May. I forgot. The Saints signed Marcus May somehow.
What is a cap space?
Right.
What is
exactly? The cap is a lie. Yo,
I feel like we're playing baseball.
The one thing we know is that one of the reasons why Aaron Rodgers stayed where he is just like you said, he knows he gets to play Chicago twice. He gets to play Detroit twice. And even Minnesota.
The Packers have a dumb easy schedule this year.
Well,
so
right. And
I think we play AFC South, NFC East. Like
it's ridiculous. And the NFC is honestly garbage. But the AFC
you got like 4 teams that are good in the NFC now.
Right. But the AFC is lit. all the way, like halfway, even more than halfway down the board, the AFC is lit. And we already know the best in the AFC, the AFC West.
The West.
We've seen what happened. The Chiefs have been obviously the perennial dominant team in that division with Patrick Mahomes.
But they have gone worse.
They've struggled each season. Right. They struggle each regular season, but somehow they make it. Go ahead, Colin.
So here's my thing, and here is my bold prediction for the year. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to finish 3rd or 4th in their division, and here is why. They have built their team around Patrick Mahomes, bailing them out on offense constantly. Their defense last year, minus a few games towards the tail end of the season, was hot garbage.
Again, that's play easy teams at the end of the season. Look, oh wow, it looks like you have a good defense now.
And now you no longer
Cowboys.
have the strategy of having Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce being open, and because they have to double up one of those guys and they can't double up both.
Put 30
but now
people on Kelce.
Yeah, but now Tyreek Hill is gone, and you have Travis Kelce. You no longer have a number 1 receiver. Now this brings you. Well, didn't they sign Juju Smith-Schuster? If you've watched the Steelers as religiously as I have, Juju Smith-Schuster is not a number 1 guy. He is good when he is good when he has a receiver on the other side who can take the reps. When he had Antonio Brown on the other side of him, he was amazing. When he started playing one-on-one, he lost it. He lost his starting job to Deontay Johnson, and then lost his slot job to Chase Claypool.
Well, that's also because he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. I don't see a situation in which Juju Smith-Schuster can accurately help this offense with what they've been built to do, which is Patrick Mahomes just hurling it downfield to Kelce or Tyreek Hill, because there's no more Tyreek Hill.
There's one way he can help, though. He can distract the defense by doing his TikTok dances.
Yes, him and Jackson Mahomes in the locker room.
No.
They're gonna be like on the sideline, like doing TikTok dances.
He already
said
said
gonna be confused, and then you like roll out the other way and throw to Kelce.
He already said he will not do a TikTok with Jackson, and I appreciate that. I don't want to see him do TikToks anymore. He did all that in Pittsburgh, all right? But you're right. I mean, he's not a number 1, but he has a number 1 in Kelce. Kelce, in my opinion, will be elevated to the number 1 out there. So it's going to be very interesting. Go ahead.
And they still have a speed threat. And Mecole
Once your number 1 receiver becomes your tight end, something is wrong.
Raiders last year made playoffs with Waller, and that's it.
Except they had Hunter Renfrow, and
who is not he's not a number 1. I'll say that.
Waller for like 5 games, they had Henry.
Not a number 1, but the most consistent. It's gonna be interesting.
He has a high motor and a lot of grit. Finds a way to get in there.
Hey, you led right into it. Let's go right into that. We talk about the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs. One of the teams that they've actually had issues with, even though they haven't been the best throughout the years, is the Raiders. Raiders and them have a huge rivalry. Listen, Marcus Mariota, he left. He's over at the Falcons. But you got Carr, and they acquired your boy DeVante Adams, Fresno State buddies. Back together again, and then you got Waller, right? Well,
the trend of college quarterbacks and receivers.
Exactly, absolutely, and hey, that's going to be huge. You talked about Waller, you talked about Jacobs. Now you include some defensive help, Chandler Jones on that D. I mean, they barely squeaked in to the playoffs a year ago. We talked about that in the very last game in overtime. But Dylan, man, watch out. He could be one of the favorites. What do you think?
That's it. So the Raiders, they got DeVante Adams. They got DeMarcus Robinson from the Chiefs. Took another Chiefs receiver, which is pretty big, considering that the Chiefs are now slowly losing all their receivers. They re-signed Max Crosby, which is a good signing. They signed Bilal Nichols away from the Bears again. What are the Bears doing? They got Jayon Brown. They got Jayon Brown, who is very big. The what if because he had good seasons with the Titans, but sometimes was injured a lot. Was injured a lot. They got Anthony Averett from the Ravens, who was the Ravens' number 1 corner last year, and they got Rocky Yassin in a trade with the Colts from Yannick Ngakoue. This means that Carr now has a defense, which the Raiders haven't had since probably Khalil Mack days early. Like they didn't really even have a defense then. So
they had Khalil Mack. He was the defense.
Yep. And now within decent offense, the only bad part about their offense is that their offensive line is still very, very mediocre. So we can see how that goes. And also, they are the Raiders, so there's a very high chance that at least half the team is arrested by midseason. So
wow,
it's the Raiders' way.
I mean, they have not had the best history with it. But listen, the Raiders, on paper, look like an elite team. They can get the job done. They can do it in-house. But they do have some...
They have 6 really hard games against division rivals. Somehow.
That's what I'm saying. They have some competition. They got some tough teams that they have to play. Health has been an issue, has been a factor that's come up in the last couple seasons. And then among other issues, we also know that they have, propensity to get some off-the-field issues. Always seems to stay around them. And living in Las Vegas, like you guys said. Yeah, we shall see. But there was also another team that struggled last year, but we all know they got their quarterback. They got him. The San Diego Chargers, no, not even Los Angeles Chargers. I miss San Diego, baby.
I agree with you. I agree. They will always be the San Diego Chargers.
Always in my brain, man. But yeah, they are the Los Angeles Chargers, and Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler. Re-signed Mike Williams,
Keenan
Allen. I mean, and then you got Khalil Mack on the defense, Derwin James,
J.C. Jackson,
JC, right? I mean, I picked him. I picked him to go to the championship game in my dark horse with Jaguars. I thought both of them were having breakout seasons.
And you got to remember the best part. They signed a long snapper for a 4-year deal, so they locked up the long snapper.
There it is. Let's go. See, it's over. I already told you. They're going to Super Bowl next year. Watch out. Mark my words.
Their long snapper's going to carry them to the Super Bowl. You're going to know Josh Harris by the end of the season.
You will know. He's going to be the MVP. What are you talking about?
Los Angeles Chargers.
They're going to make a movie about this man. It's going to be a Disney movie. You ever had a dream from long snapper to the White House? It could happen. But yeah, no. So look, the Chargers, on paper, they have made some great acquisitions, some great signings, and they look like they can do it. But Herbert, very intelligent. We know but what are some drawbacks? Like, talk to me about the Chargers.
All right. So here's what I'm saying. We've been here before.
Yeah.
Last year we were here. The Chargers, they've made these awesome moves. They're going to the playoffs, and then they lose to the Texans and call a timeout when they should have taken a tie and let us into the playoffs. Thank you very much. I'll send you a fruit basket, LA. And then the previous year, again, it was, we can do this. I think we can do this. This might be Phillip Rivers' last ride, but we built a good team around him. We could do this. And no. The Chargers have been here before, and they make these awesome moves, and they become the champions of the offseason, and then they find ways to lose the stupid games. Like that Texans game against Davis Mills, and they lost, and it careened their chances of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
They have a lot of trouble winning their own division games, even when the Raiders weren't that good or the Broncos weren't that good. They found ways to lose somehow. They're also very, very good at finding weird ways to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, the reason why Justin Herbert came in and started starting is because they stabbed Tyrod Taylor incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for Tyrod Taylor.
I am still not convinced that Justin Herbert wasn't the one in there with the mask and the medical stuff. Like, I've got this.
What's that COVID year? That was COVID year. So everyone was wearing their masks. Just puts on some sunglasses.
Yeah. Okay. I am just. Oops! I did the whoops. Goodbye. And he leaves using a fake accent.
Chargers should appreciate their kicker and let him kick instead of going for it and not getting it.
Their kicker is a former Washington football team player.
Dustin Hopkins.
So it is very risky to kick when you have a Washington football team player.
Yes, that is true. However,
Hopkins.
he is still better than Chris Blewett. Who blew it?
All right. Well, that's how we're doing today. That's what we're doing. So, again, back down to two people.
What happened to the other guy?
I don't know what happened. There's something's going on with that top window up there.
Oops, I'm back. Hi.
I don't know.
Connection
just
issue.
Poof. There you go. Puff. North Carolina, man. Oh,
But what's it? The Chargers are getting big pieces back because Asante Samuel Jr. was out with a concussion for I think last 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
They had Jerwin James, who was a bit injured, coming back.
Oh, we haven't mentioned J.C. Jackson yet. He's here.
Yeah, J.C. Jackson is ball hawk safety.
Mm-hmm.
But also, again, sign a long snapper. And right now it's telling me that the long snapper is 10-inch hands. And those are big hands. Get to the punter quickly. Massive signing. Big signing.
Big signing.
They also bolstered up. They signed 3 D tackles, which interesting. Is all I can really say about that. They signed 3 D tackles, which is interesting. Help stop the run. And they got Gerald Everett, who's a vertical threat tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's played for the other Los Angeles in the Rams for a bit. Played for Seahawks last year.
Right. Russell Wilson so. That should be quite interesting. But let's be.
Wilson.
Yeah, I'm about to say the team that got all of the news this offseason, the Denver Broncos, in a trade with Seattle, pick up Russell Wilson. Oddly enough, the Broncos had an opportunity to pick up Russell Wilson the year they got drafted, but they picked up
technically every single team.
Well, we picked up Brock Osweiler.
Oops.
Now they're paying for it.
That year. That was 2000. Oh, we don't talk about the Washington quarterback they drafted, and they got Kirk Cousins. We'll talk about Kirk Cousins. We don't talk about the other one, but we got Kirk Cousins.
We don't talk about the other one, right? But so now he is in Denver. He seems to like it. He's got a great receiving core. Javonte Williams, I think, is one of the nice young up-and-coming stars out of North Carolina. I like their defense, and we know he's got Aaron Rodgers' old offensive coordinator. What do you guys think of their chances?
Yeah. So Russell Wilson. The Broncos lost Melvin Gordon, so it just means Javonte Williams is going to take a step up. They lost Noah Fant in the trade and Drew Lock. So those are just 2 big players.
Is Drew Lock really a loss?
He's a massive loss because
him and Teddy. I love Teddy, but no.
I feel bad for Teddy Bridgewater. He needs to get a chance. Where did he end up? He's the free.
He ended up Miami.
He's
with
Miami. Yeah, he's out in Miami. So he's backing up Tua, which is pretty decent. But the receiving core for the Broncos is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler coming back. Haven't seen much of him, but coming back from torn ACL.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Emergency quarterback, is he still there?
Kendall Hinton. He actually had a decent year last year. He's very under
emergency quarterback.
Let's go.
And probably,
let's go.
I think the most underrated player in the NFL in Tim Patrick. Because you never see anyone talk about
fantasy
Tim
gold.
He's actually so good in fantasy. He carried me in a couple games last year.
Oh, yeah.
He had like 2-3 touchdowns perennially. And their tight end coming back, Albert Okboiganum, who's decent, can fill in with Noah Fant. I think he went to Iowa as well, another tight end university.
Nice.
But he's another vertical threat tight end who's actually very, very underrated. He just was injured last year, so it wasn't like a big name. And they signed Billy Turner, who used to play for the Packers. That's always interesting.
Nice.
Run good offensive players.
Mm-hmm.
I can dig it. Hey, look. We know about the quarterback situation. We know about Russell Wilson going there, and he has a team around him.
Finally.
Colin, do you think this could really be something? Is this a threat to your Steelers, or could it be squelched in the AFC West?
Here's what I think. They have the same problem that the Chiefs did last year. Their defense and their secondary is a little suspect. I'm going to say that.
Justin Simmons is good, and that's about it. Justin Simmons is very, very good.
Right. Suspect.
Suspect. Especially when you're in a division now with DeVante Adams Keenan Allen,
Right.
Travis
Right.
Kelce,
Right.
Corey
Mike
Coleman, because
Williams.
for some reason Chiefs signed him.
Corey Coleman, because the Chiefs signed him. I remember.
Yeah.
Coleman.
Oh, he was the Browns' first round pick. That's how you know he's bad.
Yeah, I remember that because in the last game of whatever season, the Steelers had put in their backups against the Browns.
Yep.
And he had the chance to win the game.
0-16 season by the Browns.
Yeah, he had the chance to win the game and give them their only win that season, and he hit him right in the hands. He caught it, and he literally just let go of the ball.
He forgot the ball.
Enough of bashing
Corey Coleman. Wow.
Oh no.
And another Baylor draft bust. I can't think of any other Baylor draft bust.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Someone picked number 2 overall.
Former track and field stars at Baylor being busted in the NFL first round.
We don't need to talk about RG3. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Move on.
Anyway,
and we can
back to the Broncos. They still have that problem. I don't think they can go very far, especially in this division, lacking a defense, and even in the AFC as a whole, lacking a defense.
Yeah.
Because the AFC is full of these defensive teams that will hit you in the teeth. Like the Raiders, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bills are all those teams that will get right up in your face and hit you on the defensive side.
Mm-hmm.
And they can help stifle offenses. And without a defense, the opposing offense is going to get more shots.
Very true. You know me well, Anthony.
The Broncos usually figure it out though on defense. Like they didn't have a great defense, like player-wise. They didn't have a great defense last year, but they somehow finished, I think, like top 3 in most categories.
Well, now you got Surtain and you got Harris.
Surtain,
and then,
yeah.
Surtain
Bradley
is
Chubb.
very,
If we
very
can get
good.
Bradley Chubb back healthy,
That's
they missed
another big
Von Miller, who's in Buffalo, but we'll
Who
see.
gets all the money?
All the money because the cap is a lie. Yeah. So this is by far the best division in football right now,
paper.
at least on paper. Right, on paper, we have to say that because we don't know what's going to happen with injuries and everything in the season. But let's go right now. And Colin, I'll come right back to you. Who, in your opinion, is winning this division?
I have the Las Vegas Raiders winning this division.
Ooh, I like
And
that.
here is why. Between all 4 teams in this division, they are the most balanced team, in my opinion. And that balance, like Thanos says, balance makes it. He has a bunch of quotes. I don't know if I can
Perfectly
quote that
balanced is
without
all
Marvel
things should
attacking
be.
us. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dylan
right,
said it.
yeah.
I didn't say it. Don't sue me. But
We're all shut down.
they're the most balanced team. The Chargers could make a run for it. I don't see the Chiefs winning the division this year. I don't see it. I can't get over that they're off. The way they've won with Patrick Mahomes just hurling passes down the field and praying that Tyreek or Travis Kelce is open
Screw
is
it.
not going to work
Tyreek's
this
down
year.
there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they go back to Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I like him as a running back. He has
Me too.
not been used because he's been hurt or he's been outshined by the other offensive weapons.
I think
work him
Darrell
in.
Williams is better. I think they should go to him.
If they work in the run game, I can see them winning.
Oh,
like
and they
a
signed
few
Rojo.
games.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very true.
If they go to this run game, which I hope is their plan because of the signing all these running backs, they go in and they make this run game. However, their defense, I can't get over the holes in their defense, especially in a division like this where the other 3 teams are offensive loaded. You can't win a division like that. So I don't see the Chiefs moving in. The Broncos, maybe. They'll be a sleeper team. So the Chargers and the Broncos are a maybe, but I'm still going to go with the Raiders.
Yeah, I like that. Dylan, what you got, man?
I think the Chargers win this because I think the Raiders, even though they have like a complete team, I think it's very overshadowed by the fact that they hired Josh McDaniels. And Josh McDaniels is awful. Awful. It's one of the worst. It's gonna come back as one of the worst hires in the NFL. As another AFC West team figured out when they hired Josh McDaniels and he drafted Tim Tebow in the first round.
They did. He did do that.
Hold on, I got.
Yeah.
Is this not a dead
Again,
Right.
I can't think of any other religious quarterback draft bust right now. Maybe not one that went to Baylor.
Interesting fact. Okay. See, we're playing games now. We're playing games now. Nobody, because they're conspiring together. Nobody is going to be on this show but me if that's how we play. See, I was riding with y'all. Then all of a sudden, I said, I gotta hit the eject button. Can't do this with them. All right, come on now. Let's get through this amicably. And I don't want to have to have this. Because don't we play y'all? We play y'all this year, right?
Yes, you play us this year.
We play the Eagles. We don't play y'all.
Yeah, no, we're not. I was talking. Yeah, Packers.
Oh, okay.
Because we beat you last time.
No, we beat you. Remember,
No, we beat. No, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking this.
Oh,
way.
Okay.
13-0. No, 11-0.
11-0. I hate
12-0.
that. No,
it was
12-0. No, it was 11.
No, it was 11.
It was
We canceled the 12.
Yeah, we did an oops. Marquise Pouncey did an oops and killed our playoffs. So, besides that,
yeah, 11-0. Okay.
Going back to Dylan's Chargers thing.
Yeah. So Justin Herbert is going to take another massive step. I think he could be an MVP candidate this year. Austin Eckler is very good at a third down back. He can pass catch. He can run. He's a very underrated as a power back as well. He always finds the way in, as I figured out my fantasy team, because he kept getting touchdowns.
He's a fantasy all-star. He's a fantasy all-star.
Plus, they have Joshua Kelly, who is pretty decent as well. When Eckler was hurt, he came in, played well. Same with Justin Jackson, came in, played well when Eckler was hurt.
Keenan Allen, tight end now.
Gerald Everett.
Oh, no,
yeah. It's not Gerald Everett. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams are good. Jalen Guyton's very, very good. He's another underrated receiver in the AFC West. Massive deep threat. Was cooking people last year. They have a very viable offensive line. Signed former Packers, Corey Linsley, Brian Bulaga, all of that. And then their defense with Khalil Mack, with J.C. Jackson, Sante Samuel probably taking a step up in year 2. And Derwin James. I think that their complete team plus a decent head coach. Who, as long as he figures out that he doesn't go for it on fourth down, he's not supposed to go for it on fourth down every single time. So, if they can just get the small holes with the Raiders having coaching issues and off the field issues, as we'll call them right now, until we see what goes on.
The Raidering.
The Broncos, they just always find a way to mess it up, and they're having a tricky owner situation right now, which always messes up teams. So I think it's more of like everything. And then the Chiefs, again, I think the Chiefs are going to be better than most people are thinking right now, but they did lose a key piece in Tyrann Mathieu on the defense. They lost, obviously, a key piece in Tyreek Hill, who's getting paid way too much money. Thanks to Christian Kirk, pretty much. He's getting paid $30 million a year. But the Chiefs now have another first-round pick, and I think with the 2 first-round picks, they usually draft pretty well. So I think they can still make like a wild card spot, but I still think the Chargers will make this all the way.
Okay, I like that. I agree with you. I mean, I absolutely agree with you with the moves the Chargers made and the fact that they have one of the smarter quarterbacks, especially one of the smarter young guns, and Justin Herbert. I love what they have going on. I already picked them as my team to go into the Super Bowl. I think they're going to go. I think it's going to be them in Buffalo realistically in the championship, but I think they're going to have that same kind of youthful exuberance that Cincinnati had this past year. So, yeah, I got them going. My one question is there's one guy that's out there kind of crazy. There's rumors maybe he'll go see with Aaron Rodgers. Steelers had him. One of the best guys they ever had played with, but he left. Tom Brady had him for a little bit too.
Oh no!
Kind of danced off the field.
Wait, I have to.
And the Raiders had him until he got frostbite on his feet.
Does the AFC West? Did they try to bring back AB?
Oh no!
And Antonio Brown, he's gonna like sign a contract. But like before he like finishes like the Brown part, he's just gonna walk out, rip it, throw it to the stands.
Like he's just gonna be like, all right, thanks for the contract, but saying this to the fans, I'm out. Goodbye.
Right. He's gonna roll out. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking
he's now saying he wants to go to the Browns, which would be very funny.
Yes.
If he goes to the Browns.
There was one time when they said he wanted to go to the Ravens.
Because their big 3 would be Deshaun Watson, Kareem Hunt, Antonio Brown. Oh. And so you got 3 people that are very, very just not great the woman.
Right.
They found 3 different ways to be disrespectful to women.
There is a rap sheet there, so we don't want that. We don't want that. It's gonna be quite interesting. Hey, the AFC West right now is the best again on paper. We still have to see what happens in the draft. I'm looking forward to a lot of the moves and things that happen, and we're definitely going to get together to do a little draft update and definitely see. Hold up, let me see who that is. Oh, I thought that's who that was. Cat Hughes saying, "Hi guys, love seeing the Walsh boys come together and talk football. Sending love to you all." Definitely. We want to send our love to Kat and to Kat's good friend, Jen Rieger, dealing with stage 4 cancer. Definitely want to send our prayers and our thoughts and our well wishes to her older sister, boyfriend. They've all been doing everything they can to take care of her. Kat is down there right now trying to take care of her and help out, man. Send your prayers or wishes, just good vibes, anything you can send, man. Definitely have her close to our heart, no doubt about it. But yeah, this is going to be a good season, and this draft coming up, I'm very eager to see where you guys stand. So we're definitely going to be breaking down those picks and who goes where. Definitely looking forward to the Steelers trading with us. They keep Malik Willis.
No!
And the Packers taking 2 quarterbacks for their 2 first-round picks.
Oh, I would love that. That would be amazing.
We never stop talking about it.
And the Eagles somehow finding like the worst wide receiver in the first round.
Oh, you saw? Oh, yeah. Oh, so hey, let's talk about that real quick. The Eagles trade. You see, they traded with the Saints.
The Saints now have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, and it's like, wait a minute.
Right now,
they're taking a quarterback. That's what that says to me, is that they're taking.
After they just brought Jameis back, they're gonna still take 2 years.
I don't think they fully trust Jameis yet.
Let's see. Yeah, so the
would you
Saints,
fully trust Jameis?
No,
never.
He's been eating those W's like crab legs, but then his leg went
click. What you got, Dylan?
Let's say, so the Saints got the 16th and the 19th pick and like a 5th round pick for their pick number 18, a 3rd, a 7th, or their first next year. The Saints first next year, and a 2nd the year after, 2024. Well, so the Eagles are got like multiple first round picks for like the next like 4 or 5 years.
Who has the 17th pick? Because whoever has the 17th
Chargers
pick is the team they leapfrogged because they went from 18 to 16. So why would they jump the Chargers? Is what we have to figure out.
No, I think they just wanted 2 first round picks, so they could take a quarterback at 16, and then whoever else they want at 19.
Mm-hmm.
So then, do they jump up with us? Let's see. Steal some picks from them,
or they combine their 2 first round picks they have now, jump up to top 10, and then get like Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau.
The draft games that they play. Ladies and gentlemen, we will definitely be diving into that. That is going to be fun. I am very eager to pick your brain.
This last time I remember the Saints, they traded up with the Packers.
Yeah.
They drafted Marcus Davenport, who just was not very good. So the Packers went back, got Jair Alexander, then went to the next year, and we got Rashawn Gary. So usually the Saints do not benefit from these trades.
Yeah. That normally doesn't happen. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with me on this off-season update with the Walshes. Thank you all the people that sat here and watched us and commented. Appreciate you guys joining us. We will definitely be back later to talk about more off-season news, the draft, updating some of the guys, where we think people are going to go. I'm excited to talk to these guys. These guys know their stuff. Please believe it. So you're definitely not going to want to miss anything that we have going on. And gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, you guys going out of town.
Yeah, we're going down to Williamsburg tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We discussed it the other day. So safe travels. Have fun out there. Eat some good food, man. And, I like that. I can dig it. I'll be here doing nothing.
That's
go back to work.
The past couple of days.
Yeah, just be working. It's going to be working. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see y'all next time. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Struther.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The Lion. The Lion. New man losing so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Struther.